This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
I tried to fight all through the night, deep in the heart of Texas. The trailer park is nice and dark, deep in the heart of Texas. Cat drinks his brew and he spits his chew, deep in the heart of Texas. The TV blares, but no one cares, deep in the heart of Texas. Here we go!
Hey, everybody. Welcome to
Boah.
King of the Hill podcast. I'm Mike.
And I'm Rusty.
He is. Rusty, Season 6, Episode 16? Is that right? That's not right, is it? 15.
15 and 16.
15. Yeah,
Next
we're having
one is
to
16.
we're having to double record today because Rusty's having a human next
A
week.
human, yes.
Yeah.
Another human.
Another
being.
human in your house. Are you prepared?
Yeah, much
for
as
the
you can
human?
be. Yeah, as much as you can be.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I'm not really sure. As
Okay.
much as you could be ready.
That's true, I guess. All right, so we got Season 6, Episode 15, or in the year of our Lord 6, ABE 11. So this was supposed to be, at least it's the same season. This is A Man Without a Country Club, April 14th, 2002. Any idea what you were doing in 2002?
I was 12.
You were 12.
I was 11 actually at this time.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't turned 12 yet. So I was 11.
Wowee.
Yeah. What was I doing at 11? I was in 5th grade, 6th grade.
Yeah?
It would be the end of 6th grade, I guess.
Yeah.
Beginning of 6th
I
grade.
got pulled out at 5th grade. After 5th grade, I had to go to my Bible school that I went to for the rest of my time. It sucked.
I was still contemplating 9/11 at that time.
Oh, yeah, sure.
We were fresh off 9/11.
I don't remember how long it took before we heard a plane go over, but it was quite a while.
It was a while. It wasn't that long, but it was a while. It wasn't as long as September to April, but it was still a good while.
It was a while. All right, so Man Without a Country Club. This is one that gets referenced quite a bit because it's Nine Rivers and it's...
And it's actually also referenced as a short story from 1863 by a guy named Edward Everett Hale. The story was called The Man Without a Country, which is a story about a man in the Civil War that is charged with treason, renounces the United States, and then he is exiled to live at sea alone.
This is also not the debut, I don't think, but a really heavy Ted Wasana song. I'm Ted Wasana song.
Yeah, that's Toby Huss.
Yeah, Toby Huss does a fantastic job with that one. All right, so we're starting in Hank's backyard. Bill is on the lawn furniture. Dale's got a putter that he's kind of putting around with. And Boomhauer is over there with his putter, and he's got the ball bouncing on the end of it. You know, you see those guys, they got to be super talented to keep that ball on it, right? Hank's on the phone inside. As Boomhauer's bouncing the ball, it hits Bill in the head. He's like, ooh, what was that? Hank comes out and says, bad news, everybody. I just called every public course in Heimlich County, and they're all booked up. Bill, it's that dang PGA tournament. They're going to be playing over at Nine Rivers Country Club. And then he starts scratching himself with the club, which is gross.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods comes to town. Everybody's a golfer. You know, it's times like these when it seems crazy that we don't have our own backyard putting green. Bill says, I don't know, Hank, taking care of a putting green means extra watering, extra mowing, more fertilizing. Our lives would be nothing but lawn care. We get this big pregnant pause because they're all like, oh, that would be great.
Yeah, I hate the idea of a lawn.
I hate the idea of taking care of a lawn. My front lawn is just dirt.
Yeah,
we got some kind of weird fungus or something in our grass, and it killed all of it.
That's great. You couldn't have asked for a better yard.
Well, it just looks like a big pile of dirt, though. So, big pregnant pause. They're thinking about lawn care, and then you get let's go. Let's build a putting green. So later, we've got Peggy and Bobby kind of standing there watching these guys as Dale puts a flag in the hole. So they've already built their course. And he says, yes, this is one small step for man, one giant leap for golfkind. Everybody kind of claps. The little flag's a little Texas flag, too, which I thought was kind of cool. Peggy, of course, well, I've been asking for a batting cage since the day we moved in. And Hank says, Bobby, he puts up, Bobby is carrying, if you ever watch like professional golf, they have somebody in the audience, I guess audience group, whatever, that holds up this big boxy, like, be quiet sign. It says silence.
Oh, I've never seen
that. No talking.
No.
It's like a box on a stick, and it says it all the way around.
I haven't watched much golf, though, but I've watched a lot of snooker and darts.
There you go. They don't do that?
No, they don't do that.
They don't put up a big box in the middle of darts and say, be quiet?
I feel like people who play pool or snooker or darts are like seasoned like bar people.
Yeah.
So,
that's true.
I feel like the audience knows that it could crack off at any minute if you start
darts
screaming
especially, I would think.
Yeah.
Darts, anybody can pick up a dart for the most part. So they built this putting green. He puts the flag in it. Peggy says she wants a batting cage. Hank asks for Bobby. Bobby puts the sign up and goes, shush. And then we get Kahn over the fence. Hey, it's backyard golf course, regular redneck country club. How many food stamps it cost to play around? Oh, he thought that was the funniest thing he's ever said. Hank says, well, it's better than putting the putting green you have in your backyard. Oh, wait, guys, Kahn doesn't have one, does he? So kind of a burn for Hank.
That is a burn.
He doesn't really burn people like that, but kind of a burn.
No, also, though, that Boomhauer thing that he was doing with
Yeah.
there was a Tiger Woods commercial around 2002.
Oh, where he's bouncing?
Where he was doing that, yeah.
Yeah.
And also...
it's funny how many times they mention Tiger Woods in this episode and he never shows up or anything.
Never. You think he would make a cameo, but I guess he was probably too big at that time to do something like a small little show like this. But in 2002, he played...
busy, too.
Yeah,
cheating on his wife.
He played in Texas in 2002. He played the Byron Nelson at TPC Craig Ranch, which is northeast of Dallas.
Huh.
So there you go.
I kind of remember that. I don't... We had a guy around here that had a restaurant, and he was Lee Trevino's cousin. So, like, you'd go in the restaurant, and it was just called Trevino's. And nice little Tex-Mex place or whatever, but it was, had pictures of Lee Trevino on the wall everywhere, which was weird. It's odd for a Mexican restaurant, to have a bunch of golfers on the thing.
Yeah,
so,
it is pretty odd.
Kahn is, he tells his funny joke.
There's a movie about Mexican golfers.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's some older movie. And it was at the
Bridge
time,
over the River Kwai?
No, I can't think of what it was called, but we were watching it the other day, and it was about how Mexican immigrants was treated pretty bad, and they didn't want them to play golf on the golf courses.
Yeah.
So it's like a high school, and it's got
always
Dennis
seems
Quaid.
to be the thing with golf,
It's got Dennis Quaid in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's like their coach, and lets them go play. They actually get to go play golf. It's like a Hispanic golf
Dennis
team.
Quaid coaches the Mexicans to play golf.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. He burns Kahn by saying it's better than the one you have. Dale looks over the fence. Let's see. He's got a hammock, trampoline, a shed, a built-in grill. Nope, no putting green. Hank, your joke is completely accurate. Thanks for checking, Dale. We wanted to make sure. Kahn, what I need to clutter my backyard with rinky-dink putting green for? I'm joining Nine Rivers Country Club. And then Bill's like, Kahn, you're a lucky ducky. He goes, yeah, next week I'll be in members-only box on 4th hole cheering Eldrick Tiger Woods as he pumps his fist in victory. Maybe I'll high-five him. Hank says, Bobby. He puts up the quiet sign again and says, shut it. Kahn knocks that thing down. He goes, I'm not finished. Yeah, that's right. The 4th hole, signature hole at Nine Rivers. And then we get like this dream sequence where there's a crane and this beautiful golf course. And it just kind of, the crane picks up and he flies through and you see all the trees and all the greenery and
Very
stuff.
dramatic scene.
Absolutely. And then the crane lands on hole 4, which is the signature hole.
The signature hole.
Yeah. I used to, well, anyway. I was going to say I dated a girl with a signature hole. The Kahn says, from the tee.
I dated a girl with a signature near her hole.
I like that one better. He says, from the tee, the deep ravine separates the golfer from the two-tiered zoysia grass green. The green is jealously guarded from behind by native marshlands. And in it, in front are the bunkers, which encircle it like a string of rare pearls. No wonder this 175-yard masterpiece can become either a portrait of frustration or unending joy. And then it comes back to real life. The boys were all kind of daydreaming with him, just kind of taking it in. And he says, dream over, rednecks. Time to return to putt-putt nightmare. And then he leaves just laughing his head off. Hank looks at the guys and says, the hell with Kahn. You know, we've already got the green. We can put in a fairway, make an exact replica of the fourth hole right here in the alley. According to my truck odometer, Boomhauer's place is exactly 1/10 of a mile from here. That's 176 yards.
Wow.
Jeez. Yeah, to pull that out.
Autism.
Yeah, absolutely. Dale pulls it. I don't follow your math, but I'm moved by your passion. Go on. I mean, I think that's pretty much how everybody would react.
Pretty much.
Hank, well, you see, the alley is sort of like a big ravine, especially when a sewer backs up. And Bill goes, sorry. I guess Bill backs up the sewer all the time.
Yeah, Bill, that's pretty bad if you're backing up the sewer for everybody else.
Yeah, I'm not sure Bill eats well. Hank says, in Kahn's yard, might as well be a sand trap. Nothing that lands in there is ever coming back. Bill says, and we could arrange those garbage cans just like a string of pearls. That'll show Kahn. Yeah, I don't know about that, Bill, but Hank's got a pretty solid plan on building this golf course all around his neighborhood. Which, honestly, you know, if you're not talking about knocking windows out with golf balls and stuff, it's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea.
Play a little neighborhood golf.
But if you're driving it down the neighborhood,
well, we do see
not okay.
We do see that the ball gets out of control here in just a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, so we're now in Kahn's house. Min is on the couch painting her toes. He's pacing back and forth. And then she says, why you tell hillbillies we get into Nine Rivers? Kahn says, I was just trying to make them feel bad, but it backfired, and it wind up bumming me out. She says, Nine Rivers turned us down 6 times already. Last time they send rejection letter, we not even mail in application.
That's funny. Yeah.
Like, man, that's a good joke. He says, I'm tired of feeling like a rare orchid growing from giant pile of dung that is this alley. Nine Rivers is only all-Asian country club in Heimlich County. We all Asian. We should be there. I mean, you know, it's pretty solid logic, I guess.
That is, yeah.
She says, all right, then this time.
And that, again, is why I think this show is kind of forward-thinking for itself. I'm pretty sure at this time this show came out, and probably even now, there's probably no all-Asian anything as far as like a country club goes. I wouldn't think.
I wouldn't think that that's still a thing for anybody, like all anybody thing. Min says, all right, then this time we not use proper channels. Call Ted Wasanasong. He now big muckety-muck membership committee. Muckety-muck, I love that word. We invite him over, fill him with liquor, and pop the question. And so she kind of points him and sits him right there in front of the phone. He goes, dare I dream it? Nine Rivers will be our new home. We eat there. We shower there. We only have to come back here to pick up invitations to next party at Nine Rivers. I mean, the way that Kahn idealizes things and this is a man that can never be happy. Because
he's got to have
this,
more. He's got to have more and more and more and more.
Yeah.
And it's not even things.
But
that
he also
are
makes everything so grand and so big. You know, this is the thing that's going to solve our problems right here, getting it to Nine Rivers.
Yeah. So his access to a country club is pretty much what he equates to being good or bad in his life. Yeah. His successes.
Yeah. And there's nothing
which is
more
weird.
than success.
Which is really weird. Yeah.
All right.
I think country clubs are boring.
Yes, they
other than the
so
food, the alcohol, and the golf cart to drive around in, I really have no reason to be at any of those places.
The only thing good about country clubs is the movie Caddyshack. That's
a good one.
That's a fine thing.
What was that? Oh man, I can't remember it.
Legend of Bagger Vance.
No, and this has nothing even to do with golf, so the reference probably wouldn't be easy. It's the one where it's like a ski movie, and then they were like, it gets corporatized or something, and he was like, here, take a drug test, and he goes in and he shits in the drug test cup instead of pissing in it.
Oh, I don't know.
He hands him a drug test cup, and he says, go use the bathroom in this cup, and he fills it with shit instead.
All right, so the boys are out in the alley again, but now They are the Rainy Street Country Club, par 3, 175. They're at one of the holes. All four have their clubs and stuff, and then Dale is putting on those white putting gloves, like the driving gloves almost. We see a paper boy comes down the street. He throws a paper. It lands on the green. They pick it up. He says, what happens if my tee shot lands on a bird's back and he carries it out of bounds, but then is attacked by a larger bird who grabs the ball and drops it in the hole? Is that still a hole in one? Because that's how I'm going to play it. Hank says, dang it, Dale. It already happened once. What are the odds it's going to happen again? And then he hits the ball. It hits the fence. It bounces off the trash can and then hits the paper boy in the back of the head. Which this poor paper boy, we never
it's assault.
He just hit him with a solid object in the back of the head. All right,
neglectfully.
Yeah, absolutely.
Explain that to a cop. Sorry, we're just playing golf in the back alley, and I beamed him in the back of the head.
He did not care. I can tell you that. All right, so now we see Ted Wasana song, and him and his wife Cindy are pulling up to Kahn's house because they're going to try to schmooze him into a membership.
I just never understood why he accepts the invitation to go to Kahn's house.
I don't know that either.
You know what? I really think, and it's such a shit thing to say and be, but he goes over there just so he could shit on him and feel better about himself and then drive back to his nice house.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Which is odd.
I don't know why he accepts it either, but it's a little bit of a leap in logic here. Ted is talking to his wife, Cindy, as they're getting out of the car. How hard would it have been to say we had to pick up Uncle Vaughn at the airport? Not very. She says, well, we've been forbidding Chang to date Connie. Let's have dinner and remind ourselves why. So I guess they take a free meal.
But hold on. But Cindy says that they've been forbidding Shane. This is some Artie notes here.
Yeah.
When actually the truth is, if you go back to season 4, episode 15, Naked Ambition, Shane is a boring know-it-all who only talks about himself and cheats at miniature golf.
Yeah.
So Connie wouldn't even date Shane anyway, just because she doesn't like him.
Oh, I get that.
So
I'm assuming it's from Chang's point of view, right? He's like, I want to date Connie.
Yeah, because he wants to date Connie, but Connie doesn't want to date him, and then her mom makes some comment like that when it has nothing to do with any of that. I don't know.
These two people are just assholes, honestly.
Yeah.
So Kahn opens the door. Greetings, Ted and Cindy Wasana song. It's been too long. We just had to hand over. We just had you over. Well, but we meant to. Say, the alarm in my Mercedes is on the fritz. Am I going to be okay on the street, or should you move your car and let me park in the garage? Jesus, what's up with this guy?
That's
it's like, move your car, let me park in your garage.
Let me park in your garage.
Kahn says, rest easy. Only crime here is how much taxes are going up due to skyrocketing property values. Ha ha! And does that Kahn laugh, A little bit later, we're in Kahn's house. Min is serving cocktails to everybody because they're going to ply this guy with liquor. Kahn says, so I hear a very funny joke the other day. Takes place at Nine Rivers Country Club. You ever been there? He says, we're charter members. Really? I'm not the type to keep track of these things. And the joke? Oh, yes. Actually, Min, the big joke teller. And he hands it over. Poor Min. He's like, she'll tell it.
That's funny.
She says, man walks into a bar. It's Kahn. He's incredibly successful.
Oh, wait. That's
what
not
a great
joke.
Yeah. Oh, wait, that's not a joke. It really happened. And then Kahn says, please, Ted and Cindy do not want to hear about my success. I'm sure they would rather taste it by means of your filet mignon. And he's like, shows them the plates. He's got the little steaks on there. I have never liked the filet mignon. You?
Yeah. I like anything that's beef.
It always seems like it's overcooked. Like it's like people cook it too long, and it doesn't have hardly any fat in it, so it can get real dry real quick.
Yeah, you got to have it cooked by the right. It's got to be prepared.
It's got to be done.
It's one of those things like a beef Wellington. It's got to be prepared by the right person, otherwise it's going to taste bad.
Yeah, my thing is,
but beef to me really can't taste bad unless you
You got to really overcook it.
It's got to be really overcooked.
Yeah, the only way I would want it is like if they took it. The problem is cooking the bacon around it, right?
Yeah.
So if they sear it real hot and real fast, that I think would soak everything in or keep everything in.
Lock it all in.
Yeah, that's usually the way I do it now. I don't know the last time I cooked anything on a grill. I just heat up a pan like super friggin' hot. Put some butter in it and just, and I'm done.
And it's done. That's good. That's a good steak right there.
Bleed like hell. I'm good. Hey, by the way, here's a tip for everyone. If your steak bleeds, it's fresher. If your steak does not bleed, that's an old piece of meat.
That's a nasty
Just
piece
letting you know. All right, so...
it's not blood. It's actually water and hemoglobin.
Yeah. Well, it's the stuff that comes up to the top and gets kind of gray.
Yeah.
You know? All right, so they serve them dinner. Bill is standing inside a trash can trying to knock the ball out. I guess he's playing it as is instead of dropping it and taking a mulligan. He takes a swing. Dale goes 8. He takes another swing, and the ball's still in the trash can. We go back over to Kahn's house. Come, Ted, let us repair to the lanai. I'm not sure why he doesn't say, let us retire to the patio or so, the lanai.
What is a lanai?
I think it's another word for patio.
I'm going to have to
honestly.
look that up real quick because I've never heard of that.
He goes, the sunset awaits us, and that's not all. He shows him the cigars, and this is the first thing that Ted's really excited about. He goes, Chohiba's super nice.
Okay, so a lanai is a specific type of patio.
Yeah.
Because you got patios, you got porches, you've got verandas,
Mm-hmm.
and you've got lanais. And a lanai is a specific type of porch or veranda. It is a lanai is because it's used in it's like it's a Hawaiian thing they use.
So it's a
But
porch.
It's a fusion of a patio and a porch.
Okay.
So
Isn't a patio a porch?
Patios.
But a porch is not a patio.
Porches are open with nothing over the top of them. A patio is a porch with a patio over the top with a thing on it. That's a patio.
But like when I think of my porch at my house.
A lanai is like a screened in patio type thing.
Well, he does not have that. I'm not sure why he's calling it a lanai. Ted is excited
So it's
about
kind of like an open air sunroom, but
Yeah.
with screens.
Chohiba's super nice. And then we'll never smoke them tonight. Good thing you have a private humidor at Nine Rivers. Sits down to kind of smoke, and Ted lights it up. He goes, maybe we go there sometime. Watch PGA tournament together. He pours him a drink. Ted says, Kahn, that's only for members. Kahn says, I think I see where you're going with this. Let me help. I would be honored. And then a golf ball comes through and breaks his pitcher that he had his vodka in.
Yeah.
We only know it's vodka because of what he says. In Loation, he says, stupid neighbor, my Kettle One. So it's Kettle One vodka that he's got in there. So he went and bought the expensive stuff. And then in English again, hey, monkey, get back to your unicycle. Go down to Williams and Sonoma and buy me a new martini pitcher. See, that makes total sense to me that he would go to have you ever been in a Williams and Sonoma?
No, I've never. I don't even know what that is.
It's expensive dishes, is what
That's all it is.
It's
Is it a
expensive
dish
dishes.
store?
Yeah, it's
a store for dishes.
It's dishes and cookware and things like that. That's all it is.
Isn't that when consumerism has gone too far? When they just have a store just for dishes?
It could be, but it's kind of like the Polo of dishes, or Tommy Hilfiger of dishes, that kind of thing. So they used to be big. I'm not sure they are anymore.
I don't know.
But he marches over to Hank and he tells him,
"Got plates for $1 at the Dollar Tree."
He tells him, "Well, they got plates for less than $1 if you buy the paper ones."
Oh yeah,
nice
definitely,
stuff, yeah.
absolutely.
My wife went and bought. There was a bunch of clearance plastic plates. And she came home with like this huge ass stack, and she goes like, "It's $5 or something." Like, great, that's good.
Damn.
Yeah, she had a big old stack of like these plastic plates. And stuff. I'm not the biggest fan of them, but that's
I'd rather eat off of proper plates.
Yeah. So Hank says it was just an accident, Kahn. And then Dale, if that kind of thing bothers you, you shouldn't have bought a house on a golf course. He didn't, Dale. He did not. He did not buy a house on a golf course.
No, you didn't.
Kahn is talking to
you built a golf course near his
That's
house.
right.
Yeah.
Kahn is talking to Ted. He goes, I must apologize for my neighbors. They build crude replica of fourth hole at Nine Rivers because they're not good enough to play there like you and me. Ted, hitting into this kind of wind, you've got. He's talking to Hank now because they've gotten up to go over and see what's going on. And Hank's trying to hit the ball. He goes, hitting into this kind of wind, you've got to play the ball back in your stance. Keep it low, then watch it bite and hold. Hank's like, not a lot of guys know how to hit a decent knockdown shot. Just takes practice. And then he tries to give him a cigar. He goes, oh, don't mind if I do. Oh, you probably didn't realize it, but this is Cuban. I'll just go ahead and destroy it for you. And just breaks it. He's like, just starts tearing it up. Yeah, and Kahn, he's in the back like, because he's tearing up his expensive cigar. And Ted, because he has an agenda, good one. You know, anybody who went to all this trouble to build a replica really ought to try the real thing. How would you like to play Nine Rivers tomorrow as my guest? Hank's like, well, that would be good. Wow. He goes, I'll get us a 9 o'clock tea time and bring a friend. And as he's leaving, he turns around and goes, oh, Kahn, I almost forgot. Bye. And he just leaves. I mean, he just takes off. Poor Kahn just sitting there.
This part we're getting into here is kind of funny because there's a lot of conversation about DEI and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And that's what Hank literally becomes. He becomes a diversity,
absolutely.
A diversity inclusion pawn.
He absolutely does. He says he gets back into the car with his wife, Cindy, and says, well, this evening wasn't a complete waste. Looks like Nine Rivers has finally found its white guy.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's funny. I love that.
His wife says, I think he got the best one of the lot, too. He goes, yes, there's no two ways about it.
On the internet,
super white.
On the internet, it said that Nine Rivers Country Club is 99.99% Asian.
Yes,
Hank
that's
is
exactly
the
right.
0.1. Yeah.
All right, so they are now we know the plot. We know that they're trying to get a white guy in there, and that is a commercial break. We'll take that, and we'll be
right back.
There it is.
Hey y'all, I'm April.
Hi, I'm Caroline.
And we have a new podcast for you. What's it called, Caroline?
Bloody Happy Hour.
It's going to be your new favorite guilty pleasure. We're going to talk about some bloody stuff. Serial killers, true crime, rapists. Why not join us? We'll have a good time.
You literally never know. I don't know what I'm going to say. Bloody Happy Hour. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
All right, and we are back.
And we're back.
We are there with the boys. They're cleaning up the clubs and kind of getting stuff together.
Cleaning up the clubs.
Dale says, if I'm going to play a fancy smancy club like Nine Rivers, I better go sew a pom-pom on the top of my hat. Bill says, I've never golfed with a caddy before. I'm going to treat him like crap. Well, that's not great, Bill, but okay. Hank says, now, hold on. The Wasana song fella said I could bring a friend. I'm sure of it. He enunciates very, very clearly. I think that's funny because Ted does. He's like, he enunciates all of his words. Yeah.
Bring a friend.
Dale hears this, just smacks the hell out of Bill with a golf club. Bill goes down.
Bill's out.
And he goes, Bill's out. He goes, no, I'm okay. I can still play. Hank watching all this, I mean, he's used to it at this point, right? These idiots. I haven't decided who I'm taking yet. I have a real hard time going between those voices. I haven't decided who I'm taking yet. Frankly, I'm leaning towards Boomhauer. Dale says, but Boomhauer has a bad shoulder. And he picks up his club like he's going to hit Boomhauer too. He goes, knock it off. Now I'm thinking of a number. 3. Yeah. Wingo! He always picks 3, except when he picks 5. I don't know how that works, but okay.
He always picks 3.
He always picks 3.
Unless he picks 5.
Unless he picks 5. It works 100% of the time, 60% of the time.
Until he picks 5.
All right, now we're at Nine Rivers, and Hank gets his truck valet parked, which I'm sure is a huge deal for Hank. I mean, I doubt he likes the idea of valet.
Yeah, valet
because you got to give your car over to somebody.
It's always been odd for me too.
Yeah.
I've never really been a big fan.
It is a weird one.
I'm like, hey, can I just follow you up there and park it myself?
I would like to park my car, please.
Like, what's the difference in me driving it all the way up there and parking it, and you
a
driving
tip?
all the way up there?
That's the difference.
I'm not gonna tip him anyway.
So
Are
Hank
you supposed to tip valet?
Yeah,
but don't they make good money?
They do a lot of tips. Them, bellhops.
Man, if you're in the middle of downtown Dallas as a valet, you got to be making some kind of. You're not making bad money.
No, but you're making a ton of money through tips. So.
Yeah, probably.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, so we're at Nine Rivers. Hank
tip your valets.
Tip your valets.
Yeah, please.
Don't tip computers. If it is a computer-only thing and you have to do all the work, screw that. Stop doing that.
Or I don't know. I hate that drive-through window thing at Starbucks.
Yeah, I'm not tipping at a drive-through window either.
Yeah,
it's not gonna happen.
They want you to tip Starbucks.
No,
drive-through
not
window.
doing that. Not doing that.
If I go inside to get the coffee, I feel
Maybe,
like I might drop $1 in there or something. But
here's the thing: I want everybody to understand: tips generally don't go to the employees. They're just an extra tax you're paying for the most part. So always ask. If they go to the employee, who cares, right? Great. Help them out. But if it goes to the company, screw that.
Yeah, I don't really like the I don't like the
Sonic,
idea
they don't give it
of,
to the kids. Don't tip at Sonic. They don't give it to them.
They tip them out at the end of the week.
Maybe.
or whatever. They get tipped out. They do get tips because I worked at Sonic for a while, and they do get like people that are doing car hop. They get paid in tips.
It's not all of it,
but it's like $2 an hour is what they're making though. So I don't know. And then some places are getting better about like paying people a living wage too in some restaurants and stuff where they're not paying the $2 for the waitresses. So we just need
my son still makes $2 and whatever, but he makes a ton in tips because he's a bartender.
Oh, if he's a bartender, he's making a killing. Some bartenders they make really good money.
He's over at Cricket's.
He's making a killing at Cricket's.
So Hank is
especially right now with football season.
With football season. Hank's looking at Nine Rivers. He sees the beautiful place, and he's so beautiful, so god dang beautiful. I mean, he's kind of talking to himself.
Yeah.
Dale drives up in the Bugabago. I said it right. I go, sorry, Hank, I'm not going to be able to play golf with you today. I just have to go to the bank and make an unexpected deposit. And then out jumps Kahn, all ready to play golf, out of the back of his Bugabago. Howdy, neighbor. Need a fourth? And so he paid Dale to drive him there, and then he could jump out of the Bugabago at the end. I doubt he's got a plan to get home. You know, he's just like, I just got to be there.
I got to get in there somehow.
Hank's like, Kahn? Ted walks up. Hey, I thought I said to bring a friend. What happened to the two skinny guys or the fat one? Kahn says, Hank prefers my company, and who can blame him? Yes. Well, Hank, I'll show you to the locker room so you can change into your clothes. Hank's like, these are my clothes. Oh, I'm sorry. It's my fault. I should have told you about our dress code. No denim, nor T-shirts. And then Kahn, of course, seeing this as an opportunity to get rid of Hank, Ted is a powerful man, but he cannot change club policy. You put him in a very awkward position. I think you should go. Ted's like, oh, nonsense. Let's get you fixed up at the pro shop.
Yeah, it's got to kill him, dude. It's got to, like, kill Kahn.
He goes, Hank, my treat. And
it's
then
eat him up.
They hand the clubs to Kahn to be like their caddy, and Kahn is so very sad. Poor little Kahn. Poor little sad Kahn. All right, so now we see Hank come back out with Ted. He's all decked out. He's got the Nine Rivers hat.
He's golfed up.
Oh, he's in his whites. Yeah. He's a white man in his whites.
Dripping sauce.
He is dripping sauce at the Nine Rivers. Ted says, Hank, I want you to meet the chairman of our membership committee, Mr. Ho. He'll be our fourth. Mr. Ho drives up in a golf cart, gets out, and he goes over to him and says, Ted goes over to Mr. Ho and says in Chinese, this is Hank Hill. He's white. He'll make a fine addition to the club. Mr. Ho in Chinese returns and says, I'll be the judge of that. So Hank is over there by Kahn. He's like, what are they saying? Kahn says, how should I know? They're speaking Chinese. I look Chinese to you?
Which,
Uh-oh. Where'd you go?
Oh,
there you are. There it is.
There it is.
There it is.
Okay, which
His
which
cable is bad.
Yeah, it's bad
We
cable.
got to change that cable.
Yeah, which is funny because Artie made this observation. When Hank first met him, he said, "Where are you, Chinese or Japanese?"
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so on brand.
Ted comes over from Mr. Ho and says, Mr. Ho says, let's do it, Hank. Let's play some golf. No, he didn't say that at all. All right, so later on the course, Hank is teeing off, and, of course, Kahn's trying to throw him. Don't be nervous. First shot only sets tone for an entire day. I mean, Jesus. Ted says, super nice. This looks like this guy's a golfer. Hank drives the ball and does a really good job because I would imagine Hank has studied everything about this as far as how to drive. He's set it all up. He's weighed things out, all of that stuff. And then Kahn comes up, drives a big-ass divot in the ground, big old chunk of dirt comes out, And Ted just kind of looks at Mr. Ho like, got to get rid of this guy. Now we are on number 4, the signature hole. Ted says, here it is, Hank, number 4, the signature hole. And it is just gorgeous, right?
It's
like
pretty,
shiny.
Yeah.
I mean, it's beautiful. And I love this line from Hank. Pinch me, Mr. Ho. Just pinch me, Mr. Ho.
Pinch me.
That is so good.
That's funny.
And then he's going to drive, and Kahn goes, hillbilly, and he misses it and hits a big clod. And he goes, God dang it. And he kind of goes off and he walks towards the ball. As that's happening in Chinese, Mr. Ho says, he seems too emotional to be a Nine Rivers material. And then Ted says to him, don't worry, Mr. Ho, I'll take care of it. Then you go back to him talking to Kahn. Damn it, Kahn, do you want to join Nine Rivers? Kahn thinks this is his chance. He goes, oh, Ted, thank you, yes. He goes, well, you can forget it unless you make Mr. Ho see that Hank would be the perfect Nine Rivers member. Kahn is not clued in as to what's happening yet.
No, he's not yet. He's very naive.
Yeah. What? Why are you so interested in that chicken fried loser? That's a
good
nice one. Yeah.
Chicken fried losers.
Chicken fried loser. He says, if we don't attract at least one non-Asian member, the PGA is going to pull the tournament from Nine Rivers. You deliver me Hank, and I'll put you up for junior membership. Kahn says, you will offer me full membership, associate membership, full membership. Done. So he just got himself a full membership if he can make the white guy stay. All right, so now Hank hits it again. Beautiful shot, lands on the green, real near the cup. And Kahn all of a sudden is turned now because he's going to cheer on Hank because he needs to get him to join. He goes, hole in one, hole in one. Hank says, that was my second shot, and it didn't even go in. He goes, oh, look at this guy. Perfect swing, sense of humor, that magnificent head of hair. Some poor sap is walking around with nothing because this guy has it all. I mean, Kahn is able to just turn. He's such a snake oil salesman.
Yeah, he is.
All right, so we're now back at the Rainy Street Country Club. They got their shirts and hats. Bill, Boomhauer, and Dale. Bill is speaking. I hate Hank, leaving us to play his fancy new friends and his fancy-ass golf course. Oh, God, I hope he comes back. I love Hank. I mean, he's
very weird guy. Very weird guy.
Yeah, Dale is, he abandoned you, Bill. Quit being such a doormat. And then he claps at him for Bill to bring to bring his clubs. So he's like, come on. Now we're back at Nine Rivers. We're in the bar. Hank is talking to Ted. It was awfully nice of you to drive your cart down to the 7-Eleven to get my brand, Kahn. And then Ted says, I'll make sure we stock Alamo beer from now on, Hank. That's the level of service Nine Rivers offers to its members. I guess that's my clumsy way of saying, I hope you'll be one. And Hank taken back, he's like, whoa, well, I'm flattered, but I could never afford. Oh, no, it's surprisingly affordable, especially for new members. What do you pay for greens fees at the public course? Hank goes, $11. And a huge pregnant pause as $11 is clocking in Ted's head. He's like, oh, shit, we're not anywhere close to that. Our rates are very competitive with that. No, they're not. Hank says, well, no offense, but Nine Rivers isn't it, and this could be taken a little weird. Well, no offense, but isn't Nine Rivers an all-Oriental club? And Ted says, all Asian? No, at least not by design. You see, this club was founded by an immigrant Vietnamese hot sauce tycoon after he was excluded from all the other clubs in Heimlich County. The first members were his friends, who also happened to be Asian, and then their friends joined, also Asian. The camera pulls back, and it's all Asians everywhere, right? I mean, everybody in the place is
everybody.
Asian. Yeah. And Hank says, oh, it's kind of like Arlen Lanes. Their Tuesday night league's nothing but locksmith. Still, I don't really know anyone here.
I think that's funny. Tuesday night league's nothing but locksmiths.
Locksmiths
just
bowling.
Just a bunch of locksmiths bowling.
Kahn says, oh, but you will. Hank, everyone at Nine Rivers come from different places. Laos, China, Vietnam, Cambodia, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, South Korea. But we all have one thing in common, our love of golf. Join us, brother. He says, think about it, Hank. Talk it over with your wife, Peggy, and son, Bobby, age 13. It's so weird the way that he refers to Bobby, age 13. Like, it's almost like he has some index cards or something written with just facts, about this person he's trying to.
Yeah, I think it's really funny.
Your son, Bobby, age 13. Yeah, just so he's like a freaking robot. All right, now we're at Kahn's. Min is peeking out the blinds, and she goes, black car. He goes, oh, that's just a hearse. Nine Rivers Club car is Continental with spoked wheels and Landau roof. If we're voted in, Mr. Ho will pull up, present membership card, parking decals, official windbreaker. Please, Hank Hill, say yes. Min says, is that a Continental? And he goes up and looks at it again. He goes, yes, we're in. And we see all these men getting out of this black car. Now we're at Hank's house. We're in the kitchen. And Peggy, who a little light in this one, you joined an all-Asian country club? Peggy, Nine Rivers isn't about whether you're Asian or not. It's about golf and friendship. You'll see what I mean tonight. There's a big banquet to welcome the PGA. Boy, I hope they have forks. I mean, I'm assuming that's a reference to chopsticks.
I think so. I think that's what that is.
I hope they have forks.
That's maniacal.
He says, I hope they have forks. Peggy says, all right, Hank, what I'm about to say is not politically correct, but here goes. This whole thing seems odd. Well, okay.
That's not politically incorrect.
It's not politically incorrect or anything. She's just such an idiot. All right, now we're back at Nine Rivers. There is this is the big reception for the PGA thing. There's a ice sculpture of a golfer right in the middle. I mean, this thing is decked out, right? It's fancy as hell. As soon as Hank and Peggy get there, this whole crowd comes up to him just to shake his hand, because they're all trying to get this white guy in there. He goes, Hank Hill, so nice to see you. Hank, how's my favorite new member? Wow, forgive me for saying this. Peggy Hill, you are super hot. No, she's not. Peggy says, oh, you are forgiven. She's just laughing. She's so flattered. There's a banner right behind them that says Nine Rivers welcomes the Texicon Computer Invitational. So that's the thing. That's the PGA Texicon Invitational.
Yep. Also, Tiger Woods, fun fact.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods is a quarter
He's
Thai.
not a tiger.
He's a quarter Thai. He's a quarter Chinese, a quarter Caucasian, and an eighth African, and an eighth Native American. That makes him half Asian and half other.
Huh.
So he is.
He can check all the boxes.
Thai, Chinese, Caucasian, African American, and Native American. So depending on what tribe, the blood quorum for a lot of them is like a 16th. So him having an 8th, he could be part of a tribe as well.
That's generally
with a certain amount of blood quorum.
Generally we're talking about that when we're talking like casinos and stuff, for like Indians. Right? Like Native Americans.
Oh, blood quorum?
Because a 16th, you can still open a casino or whatever.
Yeah. Or not necessarily open a casino, but you could reap the benefits of the tribe. So I don't know about how it works for all tribes or a lot of tribes. I don't know if you got to be full or what, but some tribes actually get stipends every month from the tribe disperses funds out to everybody based on the revenue that particular things like casinos make. There's the Cherokee of the Appalachians. By the time kids graduate high school, when they turn 18, they're given like $250,000.
Huh.
Because the money just accumulates all their lives.
Yeah.
And when they turn 18, then they gain access to that money. So a lot of 18-year-olds in this
like
Appalachian...
trust.
Yeah, it's like a trust kind of. So when they turn 18, they get this large lump sum of money, and then they get money every month after that, because they get a stipend for whatever's being generated. They pass it out.
Yeah.
And so these kids, when they graduate high school, most things that their parents tell them to go do is go travel. So these kids they have all this money to go travel the world and stuff like that.
Right.
Just think of that type of system they have set up. If we did that with corporations in America with just regular citizens, and they have this system set up, like, I don't know. I just I thought it was a cool idea how they do that. Like, they generate all this money.
Well, it's almost
and all these corporations, all the businesses and stuff, they're making money.
Yeah.
The citizens that live there they're good. So the quality of life is like higher because everybody's living in nicer houses. They have nicer amenities. They have better food they're able to have access to. And it's the whole tribe. It's actually, I think it's the wealthiest tribe in America, if I'm not mistaken.
Huh.
I don't want to say that. It
Yeah,
might be
but I mean,
true,
you think
but
it is, yeah.
I'm pretty sure from what I read it is. But I thought that was pretty cool.
So Ted is leading them through this thing to their seats, and he goes, if I had a daughter, here is where she would marry your son.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus. Kahn sitting at another table over kind of in the corner. He goes, hey, Hank Hill, I saved you a seat at new member table. Hang on, Hank. There are some people from the PGA I'd like you to meet. So they keep going, and Hank says, you know, Ted, I'm a member of the PGA myself, the Propane Gas Association, because I sell propane and propane accessories.
Hank, you're out of control.
Oh, Hank, you're out of control. Yeah. They walk up to the dais, you know, where like the guests sit or the people that are in charge or whatever. And he waves him up onto the dais, and Hank says, I don't really know anybody up there. Oh, nonsense. You know Mr. Ho, and this is the founder of our club, Mr. Tran. He goes, oh, the hot sauce guy? And then Peggy shakes his hand and says, you look much younger on the label. Mr. Tran says, there's a rooster on the label. I like that.
That is pretty good.
That's a good joke.
That is a good joke.
There's a rooster.
Because it probably wasn't a joke from her. She probably really thought it was him.
I'm sure she did. Yeah. Ted says, Peggy is just joking. You'll find the Hills have a wicked sense of humor. And these gentlemen, showing the other guys on the dais, are the gentlemen from the PGA. This is Hank Hill, one of our most respected members. He's not. He's been there like 10 seconds, man.
Yeah, it's his first time there.
Yeah, and Hank just goes, howdy. Howdy. The PGA guy says, I must say, Hank, you seem very down to earth for a man of your wealth. Man, they are selling a bill of goods here, aren't they? Ted says,
They're trying.
Yeah, Ted says, well, enjoy the dinner. Hank's like, aren't you sitting here? He goes, no, the dais is reserved for honored guests and new members. Hank says, but Kahn and Mem are new. And then you see them all staring at him up on the dais. I mean, like, everybody in the audience is looking at Hank and Peggy sitting on that dais, right? And Peggy looks at Hank and says, Hank, I'm not sure, but I think we're gods to them.
That's wild, yeah.
Also very funny. All right, Mr. Tran gets up. He goes, good evening. Before we get started, wait staff, table 28 needs a bottle of hot sauce. Now, I hope every member has written their name on a raffle ticket. Tonight, we have a very special prize, a practice round of golf with the greatest Asian player in the history of the game, Tiger Woods. He's got one of those big tumblers like they use for bingo or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's got the little pieces of paper with people's names on it. And he spins it, pulls one out and goes, oh, my goodness, Hank Hill. There it is, Hank Hill. Peggy looks at him and says, you won golf with Tiger Woods. Then Mr. Tran says, congratulations, Hank Hill. Brings him up there, shakes his hand. Hank looks down into the tumbler, and he sees his name several times, right? And so
he knows something's up.
Yeah, like on the sly, he grabs a handful of these things and sticks them in his pocket. But he goes through with this, and he goes, but the real winner here is Tiger. I hear Hank got a hole-in-one the other day. If you wait to take your picture with Hank, he'll be in the lobby. The line starts with me. And you can see Hank over there. He's looking through those little pieces of paper, and it's just nothing but his name. That was the only freaking name in there.
Only name in there.
And that takes us to the second commercial break. We're going to take that. I'm going to clear my throat, and we will be
right back.
There it is.
Snack Attack is a podcast about the history of your favorite snacks, candies, and treats. Each 5-minute or less episode features the history of a great snack from around the world. We'll also visit what the status of the snack is today and give you a little knowledge to lord over your friend. Snack Attack is available anywhere you get your podcast or at roguemedianetwork.com. Let's get snacking.
Step into the unexpected with Cultastic, or How to Start a Cult Without Really Trying. A podcast where cult creation unfolds in the most unpredictable way. Join us on a unique journey into the world of theoretical cult formation. Unlike any other podcast, each episode of Cultastic is co-written in part using ChatGPT, and we let it decide our fate, good or bad. What makes Cultastic truly intriguing? We don't know what's coming each week. Together with our AI co-author, we'll discover and build this cult one episode at a time, exploring various aspects of cult dynamics, leadership, and group psychology. Delve into themes of charisma, influence, and the power of group thinking. It's a blend of expert analysis, theoretical exploration, and the unforeseen twists of AI-generated ideas. Remember, Cultastic is an exercise in imagination and education where we weave a narrative one episode and one tenant at a time. Curious about where this journey will take us? Subscribe to Cultastic or How to Start a Cult without really trying on your favorite podcast platform or at roguemedianetwork.com. Let's build this mission to save the people of Earth, week by unpredictable week.
And we're back. So Hank marches over. He's seen nothing but his name in this thing, so we know it's fixed. Hank goes over to Ted's table, and he goes, Ted, you fixed the raffle. I could go to jail for this. Nah, I don't think that's how that works.
That's not how raffles work.
No. Ted says, oh, that's just a club tradition. The new member always wins. Hank says, well, then why didn't Kahn win? He's a new member. Why didn't Kahn sit at the head table? Why did I get prime rib and everybody else got eggplant? The PGA guy looks over and goes, everything okay, Ted? Ted says, great, everything's fine. And then Hank goes, then explain this. And he looks at he shows him some of the little pieces of paper. Ted, trying to weasel his way out of this thing, look, the PGA was going to cancel the tournament here because we didn't have any non-Asian members. We told them Fred Chung was from Hawaii, but they said that wouldn't cut it.
That's funny.
I think that's funny, too. Hank says, so you only like me because of the color of my skin? It wasn't my swing or my sense of humor? Ted says, Hank, it's not like you're not getting anything out of this. You've got the hat, the slacks, a round with Tiger Woods, and a $40,000 membership. That floors Hank. Hank's like,
$40,000
$40,000? You said it was $11.
Whoa.
That's not competitive. Hank, I will admit, I first asked you to join because you were white. Now I'm asking you to stay because you are my friend. You're full of shit, Ted.
And Hank, you could fool him for a little while, but it's like one of those things, like the great George W. Bush said, fool me once, fool me twice, can't get fooled again. So that's what Hank is. Hank, you can play Hank, but once Hank has pulled the veil back, even just a little bit, just like seeing a couple of extra names in there, that could have been anything. Yeah. He could have made up something like, oh well, people vote who gets to put their name in there, like people voted for you or whatever. He could have said so many other things.
Hank looks at
but Hank has pulled the veil off.
Hank looks at Ted and goes, can I ask you one more question? What accessories do I sell for a living? So he's testing Ted to see if he actually even knows, right?
Damn.
Big,
and you know
giant.
what's so bad about this question is even Kahn could answer that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And he hates the guy. Or acts like he hates the guy. I think they're best friends.
There is a huge...
I've already said my theory on that.
Yeah. I think they are best friends. There's a huge pregnant pause here as Ted just looks at him and goes, tractors? And Hank just shakes his head and walks away. He knows. Yep. All right, so now we're back at the Rainy Street Country Club, golf with the boys, and Dale says, to be fair, you used to sell tractors. Hank, yeah, but Ted didn't know that, and even though Nine Rivers had the most perfectly groomed zoysia grass I've ever seen, there was something it didn't have. And he's down there like testing the grass, you know how you like throw it into the wind to see which way the wind's going and all that stuff in his backyard. He goes, there was something there it didn't have. You guys, which is pretty sweet, honestly.
That is sweet.
And perfectly groomed kukua grass, which grows more upright and gives a cleaner cut. He pisses it. Jesus. He putts the ball. He pisses. I was looking at the word misses. He putts the ball, and it goes to the hole, and it bounces out.
Oh, I meant to mention this. Yeah. That's something that's a new fact we've learned about Hank. So we knew he had Gene's West.
Yeah.
But we didn't know that he had sold tractors.
That's true.
So that's the second job that we've known him to have now outside of the Strickland.
Yeah, I don't know that ever gets brought up again, him selling tractors.
Yeah.
You know?
That's pretty cool.
So he misses the hole. It bounces out, and then Bill goes, I knew I left my beer in the hole somewhere. He goes and gets a can out. Then you have Kahn jumps over, and he's screaming at the fence again. Hank Hill, what you do? Have I not suffered enough in this life as your neighbor? Now that you quit, they take away my membership. Hank says, well, I'm sorry, Kahn, but I could not stay there. I just didn't feel comfortable. That's why I left Gene's West, and that's why I don't bowl on Tuesday nights. And forget it. You wouldn't understand. He goes, yeah, you're right. I always feel comfortable everywhere I go. You know, my original name's Smith. I just changed it to Susan Newsenphone when I moved to Texas. Kahn's got a really good point there. I mean, you know, he's like, yeah, I don't have an easy life either. He just kind of storms off. Now we're back in Kahn's house. Min says, just relax. Breathe in the tranquility. Breathe out the frustration. They're kind of sitting there in a circle to meditate, you know. She goes, you're in a better place than Nine Rivers. Kahn says, there is no better place than Nine Rivers. Oh, this is it? The rest of our lives? Maybe I divorce you and marry someone who's already a member. He's such a dick.
Yeah,
she goes, oh, Kahn. And then there's a knock at the door. He opens the door. It's Hank standing there with his Rainy Street Country Club stuff on. The other guys are right behind him. And he goes, oh, fine, you can play through. Okay, so I'm to understand that this golf course they built, sometimes you have to play the ball through somebody's house.
That's funny, yeah.
I mean, shit, that's a
play
hell of a hole right there.
Got to play through.
He says, no, Kahn, we just came over to give you something. Please, not in the face. I mean, he just like immediately goes to that.
I can't believe he thought they were going to come beat him up.
Jeez. So he hands him a shirt, and he goes, dues are a six-pack every 18 holes. What do you say? And Kahn, this really took Kahn back because he thought, you know, Nine Rivers was the only place. He doesn't think of these guys as his friends. He goes, I accept. And as a new member, I move. We kick Dotrieve out. Seriously, you're on the bubble. He looks at him. He's like, he just wants to get rid of Bill.
That's it, yeah.
He puts on the shirt. He walks off with the guys, and we get some credits.
I mean, that's the end of that one.
After the credits, we hear, pinch me, Mr. Ho.
Yeah, I figured that out.
Pinch me, Mr. Ho.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good stuff. All right, and that is Season 6, Episode 15, A Man Without a Country Club from April 14th, 2002. You want to tell them where they can find us?
You can find us at BWAAAKOTH.com. You could find us on YouTube.com/@BWAAAKOTH. Go over there, like, subscribe, and check some stuff out, and go follow all of our social media accounts. We're 13th in Albania on Apple Podcasts.
13th in Albania.
So shout out to the Albanians.
Go, Albanians, go. I don't know what you say there. Happy Albanian Day. I don't know what that is.
I enjoy the podcast and enjoy that it's located in Texas. It'd be nice to have Mike host every week with a variation of co-host. I think I've already read that one.
Come on. That sucks.
I think I've already read that one.
Like
Yeah, that one's funny.
I don't like that. We did have Josh Calderon.
Oh,
I think.
okay.
Yeah, he was in the thing. Derek Palmer was in. We got a hello gentleman from him. From Josh, we got hello. Really enjoy listening to the podcast at work.
Well, we appreciate
That's great. I'm happy that we can help. If you guys have a spare moment, please check out our Patreon. It's just a $3 a month thing. Helps keep the lights on. Helps pay for StreamYard and stuff like that. And I guess that's let me mention something.
Oh, it's magic.
Let me mention something. So this last week, we had Principal Moss do school announcements every morning. 5 days. He did school announcements. I want feedback on that. I want to know what you guys thought of that. I want to know if that's something we should continue. I thought it was kind of funny, and it's extra.
Yeah, let us know if you guys like it. We'll
content.
Keep doing it. Yeah, let us know what you think.
Yeah,
Principal Moss. We'd like some feedback.
Principal Moss, he's not funny, but he's trying to be funny, and I thought they were pretty good, honestly, for what they are. All right, so give us some feedback on that, and
please.
I guess the only thing left to say is,
Oui Matanye.
See you next week, guys. Oui Matanye indeed.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.